All right, let's go. All right, so folks, this is going to be how to calculate your net worth in 5 minutes. Really easy to do. And again, this is not financial advice. This is a kind of quick and dirty back of the napkin to see where you are financially positioned. Don't make any decisions based off this. Please go and see your financial advisor or strategist or someone that is qualified before you make any decisions. All right, let's get into this. So this is very, very simple. If you're listening on the podcast, grab an A4 sheet of paper, draw 2 lines down it. So you got 3 columns. In the first one, you're going to write assets. Middle column, you're going to write liabilities. Third column, you're going to write equity. This is just the basic accounting equation to do a balance sheet. Assets plus liabilities equals equity. All right, let's go through it. So we're going to write down your assets. Your assets might be different to the ones that I list here, but I'll go through the main asset classes and you can write them down. All right, so let's go with assets. Let's say you got a house and it's worth $500,000. Write $500,000 in the assets column. And let's say you have a mortgage against that property. The mortgage is $400,000. So either you paid off $100,000 there or your house has appreciated by $100,000 in value. So the equity that you hold is $100,000 and you write that in the far right column. So assets, house, $500,000, liabilities, mortgage, $400,000. The equity you have is $100,000. All right, let's say you've got superannuation or a 401k at $100,000. The liability on that is 0. We're not going to factor in tax here. So the equity that you have is another $100,000. All right, let's say you got a car. Your car's worth $20,000. Good on you for not overcapitalizing on your car. Good on you, fam. And let's say you've got a $10,000 loan against that car. So in the assets column, you've got $20,000 for your car. In your liabilities, you've got $10,000 for the loan. So the equity you have is $10,000. And what we're doing here in the assets column is your assets are generally stocks, bonds, currencies, and commodities. And assets are anything that you can turn into cash. So you can sell your car, you can access your super for cash, and you can sell your house. Now, let's say you have a student loan. At the moment, the asset on that is 0. Let's say you've spent all the money. The liability is $30,000. And let's just say this is actually a student loan. Let's just call it student debt. So you've gone into uni and you've got $30,000 worth of debt, and the asset, your actual diploma, is worth $0. You can't take that to a pawn shop and you can't sell it to someone for an amount of money. There are kind of intangible benefits because you've learnt, but look, asset $0, loan $30,000. You actually have negative equity, minus $30,000 from that student loan to pay off for your degree. Let's say you've also got some shares at $10,000. Chuck that in the assets column. Liability $0 because you bought that with post-tax dollars. Equity is $10,000. And let's also say you got a Michael Jordan rookie card because you're fancy, but it's not the top one. It's only a $10,000 one. So go through your collectibles, any gold you might have, Bitcoin, shares, bonds, write all that stuff down. Michael Jordan rookie card, $10,000, liability $0. So your equity is $10,000. All right. After you've done this, super easy, sum up the columns. So if you add up all of your assets are worth $640,000. And you can even create a pie chart from this. You'll see your house is far and away $500,000 worth of assets there. But you've also got your super, you've got your car, you've got your shares, and your Michael Jordan rookie card. Add up your liabilities. If you add up what you owe against that, the $400,000 mortgage, the car loan, the student loan, that's $440,000. Assets plus liabilities, that's actually minus $440,000. Your net equity or your net worth is $200,000. It is that easy to calculate. And the amount of my friends that have even done MBAs that haven't done this for themselves to see their financial position. And again, this is just a snapshot in time. I recommend everyone does this because it'll be so eye-opening as to what you actually own, what you have, and where the majority of your wealth is. Everyone should spend 5 minutes and do this exercise by themselves or with their partner to just see where they are at in life, and then contact the professionals and do some planning to get to where you want to be. There you go, 5 minutes, your personal net worth.
Brilliant, Bergs. Nice work. I remember you did that with me a couple of years ago and I was like, oh shit.
It was astonishing for you because you were a business owner.
Yeah.
So you got to see how much of your money was in the business, but that was highly illiquid. But then your liquid funds with your crypto and a few other things, you got to see what you could access and where your capital actually was. And it'll completely change for different stations in life. Like your super will go up significantly when you're in your 50s because it's been compounding year after year, or the investments that you have. It's just a brilliant exercise that everyone needs to do and take 5 minutes out of their life to do.
Totally agree.